Hello traders, welcome to the live stream. Am I audible to you? Is the audio video clear? Venkatadri Motors, hello sir, welcome to the live stream. Let's start looking at US market. Dow Jones at this point of time 0.32% down. S&P 500, Nasdaq, still we need to get the data. We'll wait for it, and once we get that we can see for a decision, right? Now as of now the zone is called seller zone, and this range is also a seller's buyer's range. Okay, so maybe if market strongly sustains below this zone, little bit opportunity, if it goes below this, right, then maybe opportunity towards the downside will open up. Good evening Fakhruddin sir, good evening Srinivas sir, good evening Neelata Madan, good evening. Let's see what happened to the US market data. Meanwhile, I'll just go and check if there is any important news or update. Factory order report is something which is there, but that one is around after 30 minutes. Okay, so that report people are expecting. That's not too much important, but it plays an important role, right? So that is something people are looking at. And then Nasdaq, S&P 500. Sagar Manjana sir, welcome. Today there are no big moves in BTC and ETH. See, little bit of move they have done it right during this one itself, morning itself, and then slowly they have taken the market towards the upside. There are some liquidity at the bottom, but for that US market also should be a bit negative, right? That is when more opportunities will open up. Rangabhumi, welcome. Sagar Gowda sir, hello. Sandeep sir, hello. Raghu sir, hello. Hello everyone. Gold view this week. Gold at this point of time is in a positive situation only. The main reason is because Trump tariff issue that is going around, and market is somewhere near 786 level of Fibonacci, and this was the recent double top. Sometimes what would happen is, in case correction retest, people will enter at this breakout. To trap them, it can move towards the downside before reaching this, or it can give a breakout and move. Two situation is available at this point of time. So in this gold token also, if I get any entry opportunity, we will see. Okay, are you starting in gold? We'll see. Gold also parallelly we will watch, and any opportunity opens up, definitely we can try. Now market is coming to this buyer zone, and kind of seeing a flat opening in both S&P 500 and Nasdaq. Very slightly bearish itself. That's okay. Here we are seeing a buyer zone, so no need to take any bearish trade at this point of time. See, in this buyer zone, if we plan a long trade, okay, depending on market condition, small opportunity only 10 points, and if we get the moment, it will be around 20-24 points. So around 500 quantity of ETH we can try now, just because this is a buyer zone and below this zone is kind of support. If we get the momentum quickly, we will try to grab that. If not, we can avoid. Main thing is stop loss. Stop loss, we will put it properly. And then if we get the move, fine. We will try to capture decent momentum up to this upper zone. Little bit pressure is there. Here I was saying this zone is buyer zone, right? Here one pressure we could see, that's why I have taken. And in case it gives a breakdown also, there is a chance. But buffer I have given from my end. Now market only has to decide what to do about the current condition. US market slightly positive. Who wants to take a entry here also, they can kind of consider. If a green candle is formed, buyer zone, it has to respect first. It looked like it was respecting the buyer zone, so I took the entry. Okay, this is small stop loss. Can you explain all simple strategies for indices trading? See, simple strategy only I follow, right? I follow price action, stop loss hunting concept. So based on this, if I get the setup, I take entry. If not, I avoid. All the strategies, whatever I follow, already it's there in our course. Little bit pressure is there on the bearish side here, but this is the buyer zone. Hopefully it doesn't form a bigger wick here. Little bit buffer only I have given from my end. If the zone and all market doesn't respect and shows continuation, then the next buyer zone is somewhere here, right? Up to that zone market can come. Gold though, here it has given a breakout. Like I said, it's already on a positive note, but this breakout, if people think about entering, little bit pressure can come. But any other news based momentum, if it is doing, then difficult for it to continue. It can give a small pullback only and show continuation. Okay, ETH as of now holding the buyer zone. BTC as of now breakdown. Next support is somewhere here for BTC. Gold, we will see, it's kind of positive. We'll try to finish existing trade, and then if we get any opportunity in gold also, we can try. Ajira, hello, welcome to the live stream. Basically, quickly market should have reversed. It's not reversing quickly here. 14 seconds breakout here. This important support zone market is broken, staying below that zone. Ideally, if it had given a closing here, right, it has to give a closing. Then if it had given a reversal, because breakdown would have attracted people, after people adding little bit momentum could have come and it could have moved up. But here first only near this zone, it is attracting more people. If more attraction is there, it might continue a bit towards the downside. That is there, that is there. This has come to buyer zone. ATH breakdown. Hopefully it doesn't close below this area. I'll switch to 1 minute time frame. I'll give it some buffer. Buffer is there. If it takes that, fine. Gold will almost break down. It is showing continuation. It's almost near as my price zone only. Kind of buyer zone it did not respect. That means here also it might not respect. And next to the zone is there. I'll wait for 5 minutes. This news, I don't know, gold, anything related to Trump, something would have come out, means yes, there is a chance. Continuation only is happening, volume is increasing, but immediately one buyer zone also is there. We'll give it some time, then decide. Is it mandatory to close ETH or BTC option position before 5:30 p.m. in Delta Exchange, or it will auto square off? It is better that you close, sir. Ideally, if the contract doesn't exist, it has to auto square off. Much correction market has done close to broken 618 level also. It's moved down. Here resistance is there. Now this zone should act as support zone. Scan. We'll wait for 2, 3, 4 candles, then we will get clarity. This buyer zone market did not respect, so we will avoid this. This is the next buyer zone. Pullback comes also up to this zone, it can come. Bro, gold will, yeah. It's not touched the buyer zone. Again, re-entering quickly. I again have to take so much SL. One small attempt I can try. That's it. This kind of buyer zone. So I placed one order here. SL little lower I will keep. Target we will try. If you're a safe trader, you can wait a bit longer, but here before reaching the buyer zone, it is stop loss is something I will decide quickly. And target, here one zone is there, that is one issue zone. If that zone breaks, this zone easily market will test. Now why I'm thinking this as a buyer zone is because here you can see they push the market nicely towards the upside. That is there. Now the people who pushed here definitely might not be retail traders, it might be big players. So for them, again, if it comes to support and if they enter, along with them retail traders also will enter. So before reaching this zone, these people might re-enter at this area, and if they think little bit pullback or reversal anything, they can plan, right? With that logic only, now I've taken one trade here. Gold though continuously on its own, it's kind of rocketing, but I don't see any setup. Based on news, it might be moving, right? Price action, I'll check in higher time frame. Higher time frame, kind of okay. 15 minutes. Breakdown, removed weak players. That is there. It has removed some weak players. I'll be taking like 3 to 4 trades today, right? Looking at the buyer zone, see, one buyer zone was here. I tried. This is my second area where near the buying zone I wanted to enter. I was waiting for it to touch, but from here only it's reversing. So okay, instead of placing stop loss here in this zone, rather I will look for entry here only, placing stop loss here. So risk reward will be somewhat similar to what I would have taken in this case. Of course, here bit of entry around 9 points I missed. That's okay. If buyers is strong, he will push it towards the upside. If he gives a breakdown here also, any wick if it is forming, again he might try. So two places is there for buyers to enter, here and here. So that's what I'm hoping for. Buyers might do something. Any strong closing below this buyer zone only would be a problem. Until then, things might be a bit okay for us. US market is kind of a bit negative, so when US market is kind of negative, crypto market might show some recovery. Here you see buyer zone. I said this zone it is holding, this also is holding. What will happen, we will wait and see. How was your trade today, guys? Indian market, was it okay, not okay? Was it too volatile, or it was a profitable day? Whatever is the case, let's discuss. For me personally, today Indian market was really good because in Bank Nifty we had discussed that this is a seller zone. From here there's a potential of downside move. So if Bank Nifty moves, along with that Nifty will move. That was the first setup. Nifty also respected the seller zone, moved towards the downside. And one more setup, I again 20-25 points I got, but cost to cost I kept the SL because I expected a bigger moment. This moment, what is happening, which came, this was the last setup which I shared. I was saying yes, there is a potential of bigger moment where 10 points risk. For that maybe 1:3, 1:4 only you consider. Like around I think from this zone around 40 to 60 points momentum would have come from this lower end. But after taking this SL only it came. I did not enter the trade because I had to go out and things like that. But net to net for me, Indian market was kind of okay. Now this crypto market only, seller is showing some pressure and creating problems. Yeah, from this upper bigger seller is there. If he is targeting for the zone, right? If he's targeting for bigger zone, then how much ever buy position I take, it will become a problem itself. But in between, when buyers are kind of entering at that zone, at taking an attempt is not a issue, right? Still this zone is buyer zone only. Sir, I held on to 15 points in first trade. How to say in trade for long, how to say or stay in for long while making profit. See, staying in the same trade for longer duration is an advantage as well as disadvantage. Okay, we can't say okay completely it's going to be an advantage situation only. You can see many situations I would have made a decent profit in. Buyers are kind of holding. Hopefully they hold. Can I try this target is what I'm thinking. At least here seller zone is there. I've told no. Once seller can enter here, that zone it has reached. If it reverses from here, yes, I will be in problem, but that is okay from my end. I'll try to hold on to the trade and see if I can reduce the loss, overall loss. But this is buyer zone. It's okay for safety purpose. I'll keep it here only. I know this can be a seller zone, but since I've entered somewhere near the buying zone, hopefully this will hold on and give me the target. A proper closing above the zone. Closing I need. Wick candle is not counted. Closing is important. See, staying in the market for longer duration, it depends on your mindset itself. So anyone who tries to stay in a trade for longer duration, out of 10 trades, there might be only 3 trades which is profitable or 2 trades which is profitable. Like that chances you will come across initially. So that 2 trades, 3 trades, you get profit, okay. But out of 10 trades, I don't know, first 6 trade, 7 trades also can be loss. That time, how you will handle that stress matters. If you have decided, okay, whatever happens, 10 trades, I am going to stay in the market. Based on that, when you try only, you will have that conviction to hold the trade and stay in the trade, right? So that is why more than the setup, psychology matters. Crypto strategy work on gold? Yes, it does. But gold at this point of time, it's peaking, right? Again, because of uncertainty. That time, maybe when you're trying the setup, you try entering near the buyer zone only. See, traders, now only I'm saying this is one seller zone. I don't know how strong or weak the seller is. But if the seller gives up, market gives a closing above this, then this zone achieving market, first it will try to achieve this zone. By then my risk will be zero. After that we will try to look for additional continuation. From here only, if, let's say it corrects, then what to do? I have to take my SL. Our job is to look for buyer zone, seller zone. See, in this case also, this zone breakdown, right? So next support is somewhere here only, or next support is resistance acting as support somewhere here only. But we are saying here there is a buyer zone before reaching those zones itself. How are we saying that? Based on price action stop loss hunting concept, where there is an opportunity for the market to reverse. Based on that calculation, we are thinking, okay, from this zone this can happen, right? So according to that, when it happens, we'll be able to make very good profit in the market. Here also, what did I say? I did not say this is the buyer zone. I said this is the buyer zone. So here breakdown, attraction, little bit trapping, but now buyers have to show more strength and prove that they're strong enough to give continuation. As of now, little bit they're allowing the seller here to re-enter and push the market down. If he continues to push or strong candle comes, then only it's a problem for us. Or else still it is between buyer and seller zone itself. Yeah, Pax Gold move based on gold chart. Yes, gold at this point of time is near 5,190. Okay, and this one is around 5,200. Yes, there is a bit of price difference, that is fine, but when you get opportunity in gold, right, candle momentum will be somewhat similar. So when you get opportunity in gold, you see it in the spot chart, you can consider this gold token. This is one opportunity only for you. The seller zone, it has to go above this traders. If it goes, I feel strong momentum can come here. Maybe there is a chance of market breaking this previous swing also and then reversing, right? So like that big momentum possibility also is there if this is the proper buying zone. If this is just an area where buyers are weak, means we will not get the moment. Buyers are strong, sellers are strong. Only if you take the trade we will get to know, right? Though you had left out of third setup, I could end up fine. Okay. See, in the third setup, only two opportunities. 15 points profit if you are expecting that market gave initially only. The rest profit and all is like if you had waited a bit longer. But I decided around 2 o'clock I was thinking. Where is it? I think around 2 o'clock I was thinking. Usually my mindset post 2 o'clock it doesn't work great. So somewhere around 2 o'clock I was thinking near cost to cost only market is there. uh, then no need to that time both see one support, two support, so this breakdown will attract people only, then reversal. When we took this trade already here, this was there, this was taken care of, right? So there some issues was created, market did one extra swing and then only decided to move up. That created a problem, or else initially only that upside momentum we would have got. As of now, seller zone respecting. Gold, nothing interesting for me here in gold. Now, anyone who's a member of our crypto community group, you know already why this is a seller zone, why market fell from here, right? You already know this is a seller zone, market has fallen from here because there's a high probability that the seller who pushed the market down again he would have entered at this area. This is a seller zone. This is live market only, I'm showing it to you guys. As per the strategy, if you go and see, this momentum was based on the strategy what we have taught in the course only. Since I was not available that time, this moment came off near 7 at 7 10 7:15 only. So now that sellers have activated a bit, maybe they can remove some weak players and later correct with that. Since our buying zone is also respecting, who entered at the upper level, okay, to a certain extent they can wait up to this zone. But now at this zone, since little liquidity is there, why look for bearish trade until and unless buying zone is respected? That was the logic. Based on that only I have taken. Small seller zone is here, but depends mark. As of now it's looking like 50-50 chance setup. It has to give closing above the seller zone. Fresh scalping setup also will open up if market gives closing above this. I mean on the buy side. Hello Chandru sir, welcome to the live stream. Maybe today you have joined a bit late. Liquidation price is based on leverage, not lot. Am I right? It shows how much capital also you have, right? It depends on the capital. Thank you so much, Chandru sir. Like, let's say in your account, you're just having, after taking this trade, okay, let's say you are only having $15 with you, okay, 50 or 2000 rupees whatsoever. Stop loss you want to keep, let's say 7000 rupees. If you have only 2000 rupees, how can you keep 7000 rupees as a sell? You cannot, right? So that their liquidation problem will come. So you need to either while taking the trade only, let's to consider when you're entering any trade. For example, let's say here I click on buy, it tells you estimated liquidation price based on your capital, what it is, all those things and all. Huh? So based on, for me it is including the finite quantity and somewhat it is saying position size. But when you are initially entering only, you will get to know what is the liquidation price. Based on that, you can see, okay, liquidation price is here. So my stop loss, at least I need to keep up to this zone. Because of liquidation, maybe market might hit my stop loss a bit quicker. So rather than taking 500 quantity, why not take 200 or 300 quantity so that liquidation price is a bit far for me. With that logic, something you can try. So traders, the seller is trying to push again here. High, low, lower, high, lower, low. Lower high is formed, lower low not yet, but we'll see. The small seller also is creating problem. Of course, is a small seller or big seller, we get to know later only. Live market, we know big sellers are here. If this person pushes the market very strongly, only then we will say, okay, big seller, even this person is a big seller. Until then, nothing. Since market is forming lower highs, lower low, here liquidity will be formed, but the seller has to give up. If he gives up, market gives a closing above this, some people will think, okay, market will not break this zone, it will break this zone it will not break, they will think it will break. Finally, this seller has to decide if he has to push the market down or not. So that moment I'm waiting. No sir, I'm connected with the TV. I'm trying to do trading along with you using my mobile. So my message may be slight delayed. Okay. The seller is holding. This buyer has pushed here. He might try to push the market up. We will see. Little more, if it gives a closing here only, it's a problem. Gold as of now, people are not interested to take at the upper level. But I'm not seeing any setup here, traders. No setup or something as such. If gold is strong, no, for example, let's say, as of now, it's moving up. Okay, it's taking support near 236 level. So 236 level is one important zone, you think. So from here, maybe it can pick up. I'm not very confident about this, but If it is very strong, usually 236 level also of Fibonacci can act as a strong support. So from here only pickup can happen. It's respecting that zone. So that is why I'm saying small SL only opportunity is there towards the upside. Two buyer zones are there. Depends if market respects them or not. As of now, this is buyer zone. Randomly don't take bearish trade, because here one buyer zone is there, here buyer. Now he's trying, but how strong he is, we have to wait and see. Those of you watching the live stream, support the channel traders by liking the live stream. It motivates me also. After liking the live stream, please mention your name in the comment section if you have not mentioned that already. We will announce your name. Okay. Buyer is holding, but how strong he is, we have to wait. For gold, I should mark a zone in spot and enter in the token, or put it on the spot and then enter in the token, right? Simultaneously, if I want to take trade in gold, right? So if you see, they will, like I said, there will not be that much of a difference, sir. Okay. So what I mean by that is, if you see here in this, I told no 236 level, it might hold like that. Even if you see gold contract, there also it will be holding near that zone only, approximate. So this buyer is not showing strength at all, traders. This is two buyer zones. I'll mark that and keep. Sometimes like going against the trend, right? That is where you will make bigger profits also. At the same time, you will be giving small losses also. That means, for example, let's say at this point of time, market sentiment is bearish, it is moving towards the downside, right? So here one buying zone is there, market might hit the stop loss. So for you to get the buyer zone only, it will become a bit of a problem. But if you go as per the trend, maybe out of 2 attempts or 3 attempts, you might get off the proper base. That means the resistance from where market can move. But when you're going opposite to the trend, if you're lucky, you will get it within 2 or 3 SLs, or sometimes it will take 6 or 7 also. But advantage wise, some people still prefer this is because here you see market continuously it moved towards the upside from morning. Okay, here some people would have made profit, but here let's say first attempt it failed, market reversed, took the SL. Again here one attempt came, it would have given you some profit, but bigger momentum if you would have taken, it would have kind of okay, decent momentum only. But sometimes see in here second attempt only you got off, or let's say again you entered somewhere here, this attempt failed, But this attempt, what happened? Market gave a bigger move. So some people will be okay to take 4 5 attempts also to capture the upper zone. Why capturing upper zone? No one knows what is the upper zone or lower zone. But based on the concept what we have taught you in the course, right? If you're a member of crypto community group, you know this is a proper seller zone. Once you know this is a proper seller zone and you plan the trade, when you get the moment, there is a high chance that market can go up to here also, up to this seller zone. If it goes up to this seller zone, how big is the profit? Very big, right? So that is what. Now here simply, since I'm going opposite to the trend, where and all buyer zone possibilities there, I'm saying here there is buyer zone possibility, here there is buyer zone possibility, but this buyer is showing some weakness. But if he shows the strength, it can go up to this zone, break the seller zone, and it can also go up to the previous resistance, break that, and then only correct. Like that situation we will come across. So we have to decide which side we want to try. So that will be very helpful. All these things what and all I follow, only I'm explaining it to you guys. So little bit you'll also maybe will get understanding when you trade. How much capital did I deploy? And just see here, for example, 500 quantity. If I want to take, I need a capital of around $400, you think? Okay, so $400, yeah. Apart from that, for risk also, let's say if I have to take the proper trade and for liquidity, for safety I will say around $600. So around $600. With that, idea is to capture $100. So that is more than, we can say, 18 to 20%. See, that's what I mean to say here. Seller entry, again seller, ideally here he should have entered, but little early only is entering here. So see, now if you're very new to this crypto market, right, you don't know how much capital is required, how brokerage is charged, and how much quantity as a beginner you have to take. So to get a better understanding of that, I would suggest you to go and check out my crypto basic video. Right, in that many things I have covered already for you guys, so that you will have less confusion at the beginning stage itself. That playlist is there in our YouTube channel. If you go to the playlist section, you will find it. If you want, I'll share the link also with you guys. After this live stream, share your journey. I've shared one link, sir. Okay, go have a look at that link. There are all the basic stuff related to crypto trading I have discussed. That video was close to 1 year back, but whatever logic I have said there still applies in the current market condition also. Buyer is holding, seller is holding, market is kind of. Some news was there around 8:30, no? What happened? Factory order report, that is in negative territory. That means the amount of export what they have done has reduced. This is a bit of a negative news only for US market. Is market reacting to that? As per the spot chart, little bit negativity is there. Now if you see gold, you can see 236 level. From here slowly it is kind of picking up. Negative news is the US market falling, crypto slightly holding. Two buyer zones are there. If it respects that, fine, or else next buyer zone is somewhere here only. This only comes close to a movement of 29-30 points. That means in this one, this is holding the buyer zone. If this zone, if it breaks, next let's say the buying zone is somewhere here, right? To come to this buying zone, if market goes below the 750 points, momentum is pending towards the downside. See, every day you guys come live and you keep observing this, right? You just, one thing you just do, right? Whenever I say this is safe traders exit zone, whenever I say that, or I say this is a seller zone, I say this is buyer zone, you just observe the market and see how market is reacting at that zone. When market corrected here also, I was saying no, this is a chance of buyer zone. Here only exactly we are kind of getting a pullback. Maybe this is a weak buying zone. That we will get to know if continuously if market moves up, that will become a strong buying zone. But when you know that there is a buyer zone, what is the advantage? You know, okay, looking at this move at this point of time, I should not take a bearish trade. So if you do that only to a certain extent, you will avoid some negative trades in the market. With that report will go gold go up. With that report, gold as of now it's in upper zone, right? Already if it is at the upper zone, judging will be very difficult. Possibility is there in case of any uh, new additional update which market is surprised about. For example, let's say on Iran, if you get a news that saying that they're going to, one attack has happened, quickly gold will react. It will start becoming positive. So that is how as of now all the news and other things is factored in. That is why this is not moving that much. Again, this is come to the seller zone. Too much ad in between live, sir. Sir, I asked my team not even to put ads or whatsoever. Many times I've removed that also. I don't know. Maybe sometimes the last saved stream, right? Old stream, thumbnail, all of those things will be there, no? That only sometimes team will use to uh, come to this new live stream. Maybe by default their ads is on. Whenever I am doing, I usually try to turn off ads itself. We'll see. Okay, tomorrow from my end, I'll try to remove those ads. It's not even necessary for me. If attack happens, ETH will react negatively, yes, and gold will react positively. This is my opinion. Buyer zone respecting, seller zone respecting. Momentum, if it doesn't come now, it will come only after 30-40 minutes, I think. Start sharing support and resistance for crypto. Sure, sure. You guys know already, I've told you guys what is happening around me. People, some of the people are not keeping well. Some people are, we lost some family members also. All of those things, little bit pressure it has created. That's why maybe little bit I kind of forget in doing certain things and all. But my only deviation from all of these things is definitely trading. So I don't miss trading in the morning Indian market. So at least that one I'm very particular, and there is a group also. I have to give the support. Yeah, no problem, sir. Everything will fall into place. I will start sharing. Okay. Sure, sure. I will do that. I will do that. See, one thing you tell me, isn't this our setup? Isn't this move our setup? And till now, based on our setups only, okay, at least till now I would have made 50 to 60 lives. 50 to 60 live front of you only. I'm identifying the buyer zone, seller zone, all of those things. Why I'm doing that is because based on a strategy, if you keep observing, you notice the buying and selling zone, then it will train your eyes. So you also can mark those buying and selling zone independently, right? That is the main reason. Once you know the strategy, you know the buying and selling zone, then things should be very kind of easy for you. But only thing that you need to understand is you should not get scared of taking SL, right? Why we should not be scared? Because we know the success rate is minimum 60 to 65%, right? Minimum. And whenever you get the proper trend as per the strategy, you have an opportunity to capture bigger movement. So you should be okay to give that stop loss here or there once in a while. You need to take that so that you capture the bigger trend. And if you're trading near the buying zone, you're getting scared, just take small SL right near the buying zone. Let's say you got a red candle here. Above that only you just place the stop loss, right? In ATH maybe more than 8 to 10 points is not needed. In BTC more than 200 points SL is not needed. So that time what happens, your stop loss each and every trade is kind of defined around 200 points in BTC, 8 to 10 points. So then when you try to capture the momentum, it will be close to at least 25 in ATH, at least I'm saying, and it can go up to 45, 50 also, depending on the condition. Every pullback, you know where seller zone can come. So little above that seller zone only, if you keep placing the stop loss and go, you might capture the bigger trend, right? Same somewhere here, like this only you think. So some like definitely I will share the setup, no problem about that. But when I'm not able to share, if I'm in a situation where I'm not able to share, little bit, if you guys pay a bit more attention, things will be little bit independent also you can be, right? That is what it is. Now why am I just holding this buying trade? Because we know these are the buyer zone. Only if market doesn't respect this buyer zone, I might end up in loss. If I'm bearish, of course, when I told you guys here only, I should have taken bearish trade. Here buyer zone came, we should have exited. Like this we could have done. But sometimes market might just give a pullback and continue. That is fine. But trailing the stop loss, and if you hold, you will be in a better position. Took more than 50 trades, but I'm doing mistake here or there. Okay. See what are those mistakes you are doing. I'm placing SL 10 to 15 points. That is above the swing. That's fine. That's fine. But maybe wait for a confirmation candle, right? Red candle on top, green candle at the bottom, things like that. Then things might be a bit more comfortable for you. This market is becoming very kind of boring at this point of time. It's not giving the momentum that we need. Traders, there might be a hype button right somewhere. So if that hype button, if you see, if you click on that hype, it will be supportive for the channel. Please see if you are able to. You can mark, see at the initial stage, maybe you mark in 5 minutes time frame and enter also in 5 minutes only. No problem. See, for me, what happened here, in 1 minute when I enter, I got false signal. At the same time, advantage also is there that if I enter a bit early on 1 minute time frame, the momentum more quickly I can get. I can capture the, I can identify at the lowest point only I can enter, or at the highest point only I can enter. That advantage also I will have. So you need to see. I hyped your gold video, sir. 16 points. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. Those also hyper videos. It will be helpful for us. Now the situation, how it is becoming is, it is becoming like Nifty. Okay, what I mean by that is, Nifty today one setup was there, no, here, the zone, buying zone, selling zone, consolidation. If consolidation happens, both the side movement is possible. Here also trap, there also trap. Like that situation I can come across. That is what I'm a bit concerned about this setup now. Both the side spikes can come. Where is that hype? I think you will find near the comment section. In live there is no hype button, sir. Oh, is it? Okay. I thought I saw it somewhere. Maybe on a video I would have seen. Oh, because the scandal 18 points. This person is holding the zone. He removed some weak players. Is holding too much near cost to cost only. It's trading. This market is not moving anywhere, traders. Close to 1 hour done. What about gold? Gold also people are having a bit of fear, but it's holding. What you can do is in gold, let's say it's trying to create a flag pattern or something like that. Only if it goes below this 236 level with small SL, we can consider bearish trade until this zone or this zone. Maybe again buyers will re-enter and give a breakdown in reverse. So let it go below this zone to look for bearish trade, but as long as it is holding on 236 level, better to avoid bearish trade in gold at this point of time. Sir, by learning your intraday bundle, will I be able to mark buying selling zone like you do in Indian market? Yeah, with little bit of practice, right? So because here and all lot of things we cannot discuss in course around 3.5 hours we would have discussed about everything. So there you will get a proper idea, and then what you can do is you will become a part of our group, right? Whenever I mark the buyer zone, seller zone, all of those things, seller zone, here seller zone, that time you will only get an idea as to why we have marked these zones, right? So along with that live market only you observe everything, things might fall into place. You need to just give it some time. This market is not moving anywhere, traders. Just sideways, sideways, sideways. Now we have two choices. Since there are two buying zones here, with an expectation that market can reverse from here, here, or from this zone only, we can hold on to this trade. Okay. Or we are just at very much near cost to cost. If you think this is a very much sideways market, you can close this and re-enter maybe later. Let's say market came to buyer zone, here you want to enter, you can enter. Or if you're bearish about the market, then below this buying zone, market gives a retest, shows continuation, below this you can take a bearish trade. In since it is in between the seller zone, buyer zone, now what to judge? Market has become very much sideways. We've got the buyer zone right, but buyer is not showing that much strength. If he shows, then there is a possibility of testing this zone, and this zone. By then our target will be achieved. That's why I don't want to personally exit this. Whatever is the loss, I'm okay to give that because it's a reasonable risk only. Somewhat slight spike is coming, but still for the spike to continue, market has to give at least closing above this zone, a proper closing above this zone. On what basis do you reduce SL and this one? Okay, fine. Let's say here seller entered, he pushed the market down, and I know this is a buyer zone. I took an entry placing a small stop loss here. Now this seller, if he has to push the market down near the pullback, he will enter. I know this is a seller zone. So in this seller zone, he can push the market completely reverse, or if buyers are strong, they can push. Only two things usually might happen. So what I would do from stop loss, what is here, when market reaches the seller zone, I might get it near the buying zone. Okay, little below the buying zone, things like that. Let's say in this case little, and then this seller zone, let's say market breaks, then no point in keeping stop loss here. If this buyer is strong, he has to test this zone, right? That time from this SL I will get it to this SL, and then once this range is met, I will bring my SL here. So as and when market keeps moving like this, if this is a seller zone, at those seller zone just below that I'll keep getting the SL, and if market goes as per my direction, I will capture the movement. After a certain point of time, giving bigger SL doesn't make sense, right? That is what I mean to say. Okay, I've clearly mentioned this area buyers have to break to show their strength. Only then they are very strong. If they don't break, let's say market from here it's moving up also, here it's forming a weak means, still the seller is not giving up. But if it gives a closing here, then this zone and all market will test off quickly. Like that situation will come. So please mark that zone also on the chart. 1911, that zone. It has to give closing above that zone. Mm-mm-mm. I think now things are clear for you guys. Seller zone is on top. The seller will become weak if buyer gives a closing above this zone. Okay. This is what it is with the current setup. As of now, there is indecision. Got to go. Looking forward for update in crypto. Yeah. This market also, as of now, it's kind of dull only. So now you were asking me also here the zone. Let's say I said if market breaks this zone, gives a closing, then I would decide keeping stop loss here is not required. It's given closing, then it has to continue, let it continue. So keeping stop loss here is not required. Maybe here or near below this buying zone. If I keeps as my stop loss only, it is more than sufficient. Okay. So like that we can plan. Now trade is more than 1 hour done. As of now, there's no movement in the market. It's near our cost to cost zone only. Now I'll tell you what will be my plan. If market moves up, gives a closing above this zone, then the stop loss what is there, I will get it here or here. Anywhere we can decide. First I will get it here only so that I reduce, because the seller, if he is weak and buyer gave a closing here, even if there is a correction, he might try to hold the market. So that is why my idea is to bring this SL to this zone or this zone without breaking the zone again. If it is coming here means, maybe I will decide, okay fine, market is taking too much time, let's say it is an indecision zone. If there is indecision for too long, both the side spike is possible. So little bit also again, if I want, I can reduce my SL below the buying zone, and then I can leave this trade as it is, right? Here buyer is entering, is re-entering here, again is re-entering here. Now here if it gives up, little bit problem will be there, right? So those kind of situation is there. If you come across if the first buying zone breaks only, little bit pressure we will go under, right? That time I will personally wait until the final buyer zone. If buyers are strong, let them push, or else I'll take the SL and close. As and when, if market as per the plan, if it goes above the zone, retest, still there is a continuation, I'll keep trailing the SL first here, then here. After this breakout, after correction, if it's giving a upside move, I'll next trail the SL here. Like this I'll keep going up to this zone. right? That is how I'm planning to hold on to this trade. Like this sideways, if market is there too long, nothing else also we can discuss. Gold as of now, see it's holding 236 level. It's not going below that zone, so no need bearish trade. It's trying to form a flag pattern. Let it form. So just leave it as it is, bearish trade below this zone. You see if market gives a breakdown, retest shows continuation, try up to these targets. Again, after giving a breakdown here, market might tend to reverse. 618 level also can act as support. So from here one reversal setup will come. If you're interested in the next buying setup where stop loss will be small, target can be big, right? So here also you can try. If it gives a breakdown here also you can try. This is a more safe zone. This is also a decent area to try reversal setup if there is a correction. But for correction, first it has to go below 236 level, right? So until then, don't think of any bearish trade. This trade, nothing is happening. It's in between buying zone. Here also it's near buying zone only. So just we will leave it as it is. If you want to close this trade also, you close, no problem, because indecision is there in the market. I'm going to leave the setup as it is, and later if there is upside continuation, I'll keep trailing the SL and go. And if market goes below this zone, little bit careful I will be. And if market goes below this zone, I'll be getting ready to exit from my trade. Okay, this is my plan at this point of time. Apart from this, there is no other update. The mistake I did for past days was trailing the SL aggressively in profit. By this habit, trailing SL and market moved over. So you have to give you have to go with the belief that buyer zone will be respected, buyer zone will be respected, or here seller zone is respected. Again seller will re-enter, he is respecting. So stop losses should be here, little above these seller zone. Okay, this handle is not a seller zone, this is a seller zone. If a course student already know why after a fall how much market can correct, how much seller, at what zone a seller can re-enter, right? So there you will have the clarity. Now those of you who wish to learn my crypto strategy, it is purely based on price action and stop loss hunting. All you need to do is open account with Delta Exchange. The link I have shared in the comment here. You can open account there. After that you send a WhatsApp message to the number that you are seeing on the screen. This number. You share your Delta Exchange user ID after opening account. My team will cross check and give you the access to the strategy video. Okay, that strategy is here. Okay, you come click on this one. Two strategies will be there. This is main strategy which I'm using. Another indicator based strategy also is there. That also you guys can use if you're interested. Okay, as of now, indecision in the market, no good opportunity. We thought this is the buyer zone. Based on that we planned the trade, but market is trading between the seller zone and buyer zone. Only if market gives a closing above this buying zone I've told, so this seller zone area, then there is a potential of upside move. That time we'll keep trailing the stop loss for the trade and going. Apart from that, nothing else here, right, to discuss. If you want to close this trade also because of the volatility, no problem, you can close. Thank you, sir. The good thing I done was opening account under your referral, not under any Hindi people. I'm not here to comment on anyone. Everyone I respect. Okay, but thank you for joining our group. All right. Thank you, everyone. At cost to cost zone only, I'm saying if you want, you can exit, or if you want, you get your SL to here also, no problem. But I'm just going to leave the setup as it is. If I get the profit, fine, because two buyer zone is there. If buyers respect, if buyers hold, if market gives a breakdown here, after this sudden spike comes also, momentum is possible, so I will wait. Okay, this is my setup. Anything else change regarding the setup, I will share that in the group. All right, thank you for participating in the live stream. Like I said, if you want, you close at cost to cost only. I'm saying I'm not closing though, because buyer zone is being respected. All right, thank you for participating in the live stream. Good night, take care. any additional setup or this setup, any other update is there, I will this one share it with you guys. Okay, all right, good night, take care, bye bye traders. Share screenshot in free group. Okay, I will do that. Good night, take care, bye.